Are you ready? Oh, whoa. Welcome to the Ugly Truth.
You don't know what to do? You don't know what to do because you don't want to do Ugg unless Stephanie's here.
It's Jamie and Mr. Ugg.
Mr. That's how we'll do it. I go, hi. You'll say, hi, this is Jamie. And I'll say, hi, this is Mr.
Ugg. Ugg.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe.
We'll work on that.
Let's put a pin in it.
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome to the Ugly Truth. Happy Mother's Day to those who observe. We all came from somewhere.
Yep.
Whether it's a nameless human or not, we all have one.
Everybody's got one.
Everybody's got one. It's a complicated holiday for many of us, including myself. So it's great because I am personally celebrated from my children. Mm-hmm. And you know what I love is that they are very much mine. Like,
100%.
But I also think it comes from my vibe, really. Because if I was really into it, they'd be at my door at 9 a.m. There'd be the brunch. There'd be all the things. And that's just not me.
Yeah, and it never has been. And then therefore, that's kind of the vibe that it grows up with, right? Like none of the
I don't like being the center of attention,
yes,
for starters. Podcast notwithstanding. But when it comes to birthdays and Mother's Day and holidays and stuff, I get very uncomfortable.
Well, I think also you get a bit of a double whammy because every year within days.
All right.
It's both Mother's Day and that other day that shall be unnamed.
It's my birthday. You know, I try really hard to just remember that there are people who will not know what it feels like to be ancient and a relic as I am. So it's a privilege.
The alternative is worse.
You know, you say it, you know, people, hey, it's a privilege to grow old.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah. And that privilege fucking sucks.
It does.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, just the decline, the physical decline. Okay, first of all.
Physical decline.
I am not old,
really,
but I'm just saying that this is no lie. When I turned 30 1,000 years ago, I was depressed. 30 felt like the end of the world.
I know.
It's crazy.
I knew you.
But when I turned 40, it wasn't so bad.
We were married.
We were. Anyway, my point is that just lately I've recognized how much life I've lived, and I feel like I'm on the other side, man.
Oh, wow.
It sucks. And I've been doing a lot of introspection. I think it's common. This might be where midlife crises come from.
Crises.
So if I do anything weird, like get a Porsche.
Or that's
start wearing pink extensions or something.
Yeah.
Just FYI, that's I'm fear death. And so I'm trying to
I fear death.
do stuff that I didn't get to do when I was in my 20s.
Well, you were nicely celebrated today.
Yeah, so that's the thing about Mother's Day is that I do very much appreciate the efforts that my kids put in. You obviously helped them out. You barbecued my favorite chicken, which I loved. Everybody did exactly what I love. They brought their strengths as my child and what else I like about it is that each child, we have obviously a very unique relationship and they know it. And that's what's so great about it. It's like every single one knows exactly what I would love from them specifically.
And they lean into it.
Well, that's what I appreciate. That's what I love, you know, and I love that it's truly Mother's Hour, not Mother's Day. But when they were little, it was truly Mother's Hour because it's like, okay, there you go. There's your breakfast. Thanks.
They only have that kind of bandwidth.
But those are the greatest gifts, though, is the ones where they make them at school and stuff. Like even the little poems and stuff. Like I have all that stuff because they are so sincere when they're little and they give you stuff.
Yeah,
they're just so sincere. It's the cutest thing ever, and they like legitimately love you.
Yeah,
I mean they do love. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They just like. They're everything, and so those gifts are like really cool, and because they made them at school with their teacher or whatever. Anyway, so it was a fun couple of hours. I'm glad we did it. Had some champagne, whatever. Watched some Bob's Burgers.
Well, I think that if not that you've done. I mean, we've been doing this show a long time. You've done at least 10 what are the equivalent of a Mother's Day episode, I'm sure.
We've discussed we've discussed what not to get your mom.
Right, things like that. So I
Yeah,
thought I would
definitely.
bring something, because this is my first Mother's Day episode. So I thought I would bring
your last.
something to the table so that people could understand a little bit more about your vibe around Mother's Day.
All right.
So these are...
And I want you to know that I can tell you this, that if it was me or Paula or Stephanie or Allison, it would be the same answer.
no, okay, I
My
totally agree
sisters
with
would
that.
all answer the
So
same.
hopefully some of these will be dumb. I don't know. I tried to be funny with them, but they're would you rathers, but
All
they're
right.
Mother's Day edition would
All right.
you rathers. Okay? All right. And they weren't all written with you in mind necessarily.
Got
right?
it.
So, okay. So would you rather get a lifetime supply of champagne or have one full week where nobody, and I mean no one, no spouse, no children, asks you for anything?
Even you?
Even me. One full week of nobody asking you for anything or a lifetime supply of champagne.
I don't know what I would do with myself, so I'm going with the week. 100%.
Okay.
Nobody's demanding anything from me physically or mentally.
All right. This one's
Definitely
a
the
little. This
week.
one's a little
Taking
tougher.
the week.
I think this one's a little tougher. I think I knew you'd take the week on that one.
You didn't. You thought I'd take the champagne.
No. Because
I
you're
was
gonna
say-
get both. You're
I
like,
was
I'm gonna get both.
Honestly,
anyway.
I already have a lifetime supply of champagne, so
Yeah, but even if you didn't, I think you'd take the week.
all right.
All right. Would you rather be taken to a Mother's Day brunch
Oh my god.
at Olive Garden or Hooters?
Wow.
I probably should have left that one for last.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. My gut reaction is that I'm gonna accidentally be sick and can't do it. I'll probably be vomiting, and so I will be unable to attend.
You have to pick one.
I would go to Hooters.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do the Olive Garden at all, and I know that my children would want the Olive Garden. I know they would. Well, maybe my son, but other than you and Tyler, they'd be like, "What do you mean we can't have all you can eat pasta?" I'm not doing it. I cannot with Olive Garden and Applebee's are two restaurants that should not exist.
A plebis.
They don't need to exist.
Right. Would you rather have one of your kids move back in forever
Oh boy.
or only call when they need money?
That's mean. That's a mean one.
Move in forever
Yeah.
or only call when they need money?
Oh my God. No, they'd have to, as long as they weren't like maimed or in some
Yeah,
kind
there's
of
no kind of extenuating
caretaking
circumstances. Yep, yeah.
then I would have to have someone living with me forever. Because
Oh, speak of the devil.
no, Tyler, come here.
Tyler, come here. We're podcasting at the moment, and we have some questions.
That's hilarious.
God, that is funny.
That's freaking. We're all hello.
Hello? All right, Tyler, we're playing Would You Rather,
Bring a chair. Get
Mother's
grab
Day
that
edition.
chair.
This will only take a second.
No, we're doing Would You Rather.
So the question I just asked your mom was, well, first of all, I said, would you rather be taken to a Mother's Day brunch at Olive Garden or Hooters? So she took Hooters for the record.
Which one would you offer?
Probably Olive Garden.
No!
I told you.
There's a reason for that, though, is because the people watching is primo.
Oh.
Hooters is going to be empty. It's not a Mother's Day
Oh,
restaurant.
but well,
Well, all right. But I
Okay.
had to pick one.
right. Okay, so here was the question that we asked as you walked in the door. Would you rather have one of your kids move back in forever or only call when they need money?
Which one do you think I picked?
Move back in
back in forever.
Yes, that is
Yes,
correct.
that is
Thank you.
correct. I
Ding,
said-
ding, and a ding.
But I will tell you this. If somebody had to move in forever, it was been prefaced that they aren't maimed or
Okay, you
in
didn't have
some
to do that.
kind
You
of
didn't. Only
mental
you would go there.
this
You didn't have to
capacity
do that.
where they need caretaking.
No, that doesn't count.
They're just living here.
This is just living here. All right. Would you rather be surprised with a heartfelt tribute video of your best parenting moments or a brutally honest roast where your kids expose embarrassing parenting fails?
Roast. I want to be roasted by my kids. That'd be hilarious.
To me, that sounds like family dinner.
Tyler's shaking his head because he can't fathom it. I would love it. He'd be like, "No, I'm doing a tribute, you guys."
All right.
Have a great show.
All right. Bye.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, that was so funny that he walked in right at that
That's
question.
hilarious. Anyway, go on.
Would you rather have your kids overshare about their relationships or never tell you anything?
I have both already, but I would say oversharing.
Oversharing you would prefer. Okay.
Well, because yes.
Okay.
Like I said, I've lived a long life. I'm a grizzled veteran of life, and I can share many, many wizened lessons from my many, many years on this earthly plane.
That's funny.
Go on.
Okay, let's see. Would you rather
Sold.
get a perfectly planned Mother's Day experience, but your child or kids insist on documenting every second of it on social media?
Oh, dear God.
Or a completely spontaneous day where everything goes slightly wrong?
You mean like my life? I'll just take the second one because that's what I'm accustomed to. Nothing goes right.
That has
ever.
nothing to do with Mother's Day, so that's
No,
fine.
it's fine. What's another day?
Okay, here you go. God,
At least I'm prepared for it.
I hope you laugh at this one.
If I don't, you're in trouble.
Okay. Would you rather receive, and these are gifts, would you rather receive a surprise skydiving adventure for Mother's Day
Okay.
or have your kid take you to a senior water aerobics class?
What? What? A senior water aerobics class? Okay.
Skydiving?
Okay.
Or senior aerobics in the water?
Side note.
Oh, God.
When I was pregnant with my last child,
Many, many moons ago.
I signed up for a water aerobics class. Do you
Oh.
remember this?
No.
So I did a water aerobics class in
You
the
did
evening.
it? Oh,
Yes.
wait, at the
community pool.
okay.
And
I do remember that, actually.
I took the class with two friends, and we were easily 40 years younger than everybody else. Ultimately, when looking at it, it was a senior water aerobics class.
Oh, my God.
And we were in it.
So you do the skydiving.
But I was also like 8 months pregnant when I took it. Why did I do? Well, because it was hot as hell. That's why I took it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she was literally born in September. It was
Right.
brutal. So I took that. So I would probably do the skydiving, to be fair, because I've always wanted to do the tandem thing.
Yeah.
Because I figure if I die, I'm not going to know. So I might as well do it. You're the ones
skydiving adventure.
Yeah, you're the
senior-
ones that have to watch me plop on the ground and bounce around for a little bit before I die.
Fair enough.
I'll be dead anyway. I won't care.
Okay, so
Moving on.
skydiving. Last one.
Yes.
Would you rather be an empty nester with two very needy adult children or a young mom with rambunctious toddlers?
Today?
Yeah. Well, not like... Well, and you can be the age you would be. You're young, so like today,
Right.
With you're an empty nester now. So would you rather have two needy children now and be an empty nester, or would you rather be a young mom with two rambunctious toddlers?
Well, I've spoken to mothers who have had, and when you say rambunctious, I mean this poor woman had incredibly rambunctious children.
Yeah.
Like
It's every ounce of the word you think it is.
She used to tell, she told me, and she is not a violent woman, but she used to tell me, she's like, to one of her children, every single day, he'd wake up at 5 a.m. and she would say, if I don't have to spank you before 6 a.m., I'll give you a treat. Every day. He would escape into the neighborhood in the mornings. Like he would literally flee the home and terrorize the neighborhood. Yeah. He was really, really
That's
challenging.
definitely on the rambunctious side.
Well, he's a low shirt. What do you expect? Anyway, my point is that I think I would take the needy adults.
Okay.
Only because as annoying as that would be, because that means I failed somewhere.
Right.
I don't know if I have the stamina to deal with wild feral kids.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they chill.
Even if you were a young mom?
Yeah, because it's not even about the youth part. It's about the fact that they're going to terrorize every
Sure.
adult in their life for a long time before they chill out.
Well, you answered every single one the way I thought you would answer, but it was still fun. So
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you for asking me those really hard hitting questions. I appreciate it.
I do have a minor in journalism, so
Oh well, you really
I'm really showing it today.
you put it to use.
Finally, Jesus.
No waste
it's
of
only
the funds.
been forever.
No waste of funds on that. You got your education out.
Let's move on to wine
Credit.
weekends, shall
Yeah.
we?
So your brother and sister-in-law, well, obviously mine too. Her birthday weekend always lands on Kentucky Derby weekend. And although we're
right.
not big horse people or anything,
Yeah.
and I acknowledge all of the problems that there is with horses and the Kentucky Derby, but we like to watch, you and I used to watch it every weekend. We'd have strawberry juleps. We'd sit, we'd place a little bet, whatever. It was our dumb little tradition that we did. And then she started going, oh, I really want to do these wine weekends on my birthday. And we're like, yeah, why not? It's super fun. Napa's literally 60 minutes away. We should do it. So this year, no different. We decided to do Sonoma. The house was
A Verbo, yep.
It was a Verbo, and it was fine. There was plenty of rooms.
Yep.
There was not enough bathrooms, and there was like 4 couples. So it was a struggle, but we all got through. Also, the house is in the process of being renovated.
Yeah.
And we were all just acknowledging that.
Yes.
It's fine. It worked.
It was like 4 acres or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was huge, and we walked the property and all that stuff. But I mean, there were some issues for sure. And you know what? Just like you said, nothing ever goes perfect. And if everything goes perfect, it's boring.
Right.
So it was fine. We had a great time. We did all the things.
They're weekend adventures for a reason.
Weekend adventures. So when there's that many people and we're going to 3 different wineries, you need a driver.
Yep.
You can't, that's not safe.
Yeah.
And so she rents a party bus that fits all of us. And so, and it's so convenient.
Yeah. And it's the same guy. So.
Yeah. And so it gets really noisy in there though, because we're playing music, the bus is loud, all the things. So I think we were on our way to the second winery, and we were talking about Beyonce, and I made the horrific admission that I don't like Beyonce.
Right.
Now, I loved Lemonade. I love all that. But as far as, just in general, I am not a fan. It's just not my style of music that I appreciate, but I appreciate her. Anyway, so then my sister-in-law goes, do you think that Jay-Z fucked Rihanna, like they say? And I went, oh, yeah, 100%. And she's like, but Beyonce is friendly with Rihanna. Like there's no animosity. They're kind of, they're not best friends or anything, but there's no weird rift, and they've been in the same room together, blah, blah, blah.
And keep in mind, while this conversation
is happening on the bus.
It's still loud.
And it's
You're
loud.
having a conversation, but everybody's,
there's European Eurotrash music playing. It's very loud.
Very loud.
And so we're like, la, 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 and we're in the back of the bus.
Yes.
And so, and when I say bus, it's just those fancy leather couches all the way. It's like a big U shape.
It just was basically the only thing it didn't have was a pole.
So, and he said he had one, but he just didn't put it in. Anyway, so we're talking, and I said, let me give you an example of why I think this all happened. Mm-hmm. Rihanna was very young when this all went down. She was barely 18.
Yeah.
And so I said, I had an affair with a married man when I was very, very young. And I said
that phrase right there.
I said that the second that the music stopped. The entire crew heard me say very loudly, because it was loud.
Yeah.
I had an affair with a married man when I was very, very young.
Yeah.
And when I tell you that the record scratched, what? I'm like, what? Now,
that was so funny.
This is my life. This is the least of the things that I have done in my life. This is the least harrowing.
Yeah.
Is having an affair with a married man when I was young.
Yeah.
And so they're like, excuse me? And I was like,
so
what?
funny.
Oh, it was so awkward, embarrassing. And then, of course, I'm telling my sister-in-law, and she's not aware of everybody hearing it at first. She looks at me like, Jamie! I was like, I was a child. I was like 18. I was so young.
Yeah.
But the point of it was the wife because she found out, the wife had no animosity toward me.
Right.
She's like, she's a kid. What are you doing? You gross old man. You are the problem. It's not her. She never hated me. Obviously I did see her actually once, But it all worked out. But anyway, that was so embarrassing.
It was so funny.
I mean, I wasn't embarrassed,
it was
really.
No, but it was super loud, and it was just so funny of
like
all
a
the
movie.
things and all the things that could have been said in that
God.
3-second window of silence.
I mean, the pause
was so funny.
It was almost like it was so kismet. It was so perfectly timed. You would think I did it on purpose.
I immediately looked at you and went, "That was both ugly and awkward."
It was so perfect. I wish that I was more embarrassed. But
Show content.
No, it was just really funny. I thought it was funny.
It was.
Because I know all of their transgressions. This was nothing compared to what I've heard from these fools.
It was just funny that of the moment. It was almost like cancer. You know what I mean? It was just a silent moment. Yeah, it was weird.
Exactly.
So funny.
So anyway, it was very funny. And then it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend. We had a wonderful weekend. And then we were getting ready to pack up. Now, there was a sign on the sliding glass door of this house to go to the backyard.
Yep.
And the sign on the sliding glass door said, "Always leave this door shut so that rodents and bugs can't come in." That's a red flag to me.
I mean, keep in mind this 5+, 4+ acre place had vines on it. It's basically a mini farm. So
several residences in the back.
Yep.
They weren't livable yet, but
rural, not city. So
very, very rural Sonoma.
Yep.
So I'm packing. We're getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And you're not feeling well anyway. And so we were going to just go home and not stop anywhere. I put my suitcase on the bed and I'm folding my clothes, my dirty clothes onto one side. And all of a sudden, the sweater that I had been wearing the night before, the biggest spider I've ever seen in my life, comes crawling out of the neck hole and into the bed. Luckily, it's morning. We're not going to get in it because I wouldn't have slept. I would have slept in the car. I would not have slept in that bed again. And so I am like, okay, there are 10 people in this house and I cannot scream like my life is in trouble. So I'm all, yeah! And you're like, what? I'm like, obviously. Did you know it was my spider scream?
It was a controlled scream, which means I wasn't 100% sure, but there was clearly something going on.
And you're like, okay, well, let me get a tissue. I'm like, there's no time. There's no time. So I gave you the washcloth.
You said it was big.
Get it. And then I saw it, and I just lost my damn mind. It was so big, I almost started crying. I am not kidding.
It was pretty big.
Yes. I'm so glad you had the washcloth and not a tissue. You would have heard the pop.
It was a little bit bigger than a quarter.
Oh, it was bigger than that. Yeah, maybe the body.
It wasn't wolf no.
Not the legs. No. You think including the legs it was as big as a quarter?
It was a little bit bigger than a quarter, including the legs.
Like a dime, like a $50?
Well, like the body was probably a dime, so that's.
Does anybody even use $50 anymore? Are those even a thing?
I don't think so.
I'm just curious. I haven't seen.
I mean, they're out.
Years.
I don't know if they make them anymore, but anyway.
Huh.
But it was definitely bigger than the kind of spider you want to see inside a
It was
house.
horrifying, actually. Yeah. And I was like, I'm glad we're leaving because this would be the last night in this room.
I mean, I did kill it. I did get it. So,
but what? What?
You still wouldn't have slept in the bed.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I might have if you had done a full sweep.
The good news is that, well, not the good news, but I think we pretty much realized that it wasn't in the bed.
No, it was in my clothes.
It was in your clothes, which were on the floor. Well, in the suitcase or on the floor or whatever. So.
You want to know why it took me days and days to unpack my suitcase? I was terrified. I was like, there's another one in here. I know it. But, it's empty now, I believe. I may spray stuff in there just to make double sure there's nothing in there, but it was not great. I was not happy. Anyway, I survived.
It was fun, though, and everybody lived.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was a really fun weekend. I love it when we do those, actually. They're really great.
I'm glad you enjoyed your Mother's Day today.
I did. I really, really did. I got a lamb card. I got some perfume. I got a cute little lamb spatula from Texas because, why not? But yeah. And
got
then
a flower from your son.
Tyler cut a flower from his rose bushes.
And you got flowers from the kids.
I got flowers from the kids, actual flowers. Have we talked about the bonsai? Did we talk about the bonsai tree already?
I don't know. I think so.
Look, I'm just saying. It's a lovely thought. It stresses me out a little to have it. I don't want to kill it. I'm just
water it.
I do, but
I also water it.
Oh, you do? Oh, thank God. Because sometimes I forget, and when I feel
I just walk by, and if it's dry, I'll throw a little water.
I feel the moss, and I'm like, oh my God, it's dry again. I feel like it's
supposed to be every couple of days.
It just feels
especially
like
where
a
it sits.
constant thing where I'm like concerned that if I don't, it's going to look sad and die, and I'll feel terrible about it. I don't want to kill it.
No, but you don't have to like trim it and do all that shaping stuff and stuff like that. Although yesterday
Yes.
was World Bonsai Day. And so I clicked on a link
What'd it say?
and it took me to a random article about the world's oldest bonsai.
How old is it?
It is that type of bonsai,
The Hawaiian.
the Hawaiian one.
Mhm.
It is massive inside.
Oh, no.
It is a different version of that.
Okay.
So, but it's got that same kind of lots of trunks, you know? It's 1,100 years old.
1,100 years old?
1,100. And it's in a giant thing. They've obviously replanted it multiple times.
Bonsai trees.
It's like a massive indoor.
So basically
now,
what
but-
you're saying is a bonsai tree is like the turtle of the plant world.
Yeah.
You have to find someone to give it to when you die.
Yeah, it's
That is quite a
I don't
commitment.
know. I don't know if they all live that long. This
I
was
think they
clearly,
do. I think they
but,
do. I do believe
But it
that.
is a tree, not a plant. so
Obviously.
that
Oh
makes
my
sense.
God. Well, that's just stressful. But you know what? It's fine. I will update the will. I will give it to someone who will care for it. You know, the problem is we had our kids so young, they're going to be old too. So it's like, what do you want us to do with it? I'm like, I don't know. You're 20 years younger than me. Can you take care of it for 5 minutes while I die? They're like, why didn't you just give me a turtle? It would have been easier. And I'm like, I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Just let it die. I can't let it
It's
die.
like a version of the Japanese maple that we got when you moved in. It's just the littler one.
There are things that my kids do that I know they do it on purpose just to see me squirm. I know they do. Like my daughter telling me that she's going to sell everything she owns and buy a boat and sail to Hawaii with her cat and her children. Her children! She thinks she's going to have multiple children on a boat and sail across the seas.
This is the
No.
same child that we wouldn't even get a bicycle for.
And I'm concerned that this is why she's doing this. We didn't get her a bike, and so now she's going to just get a boat instead. It's maddening. Maddening. And now she's an adult with money. She can do it, and we can't stop her. There's nothing I can do.
You will. You'll be
I
able to
told
see
her husband, I said, your children will be begging to live with me. And he goes, you know what? That's what I said. I'm like, yes. No child. She's like, I'm cutting off all their communications. They won't even know about the other world.
Oh,
I'm like, oh my
stop.
God. Okay, wacko. That's not happening. God. Anyway.
She's the best.
All right. Well, anyway, to those of you if you're mothers or you have a mother that you love spending time with, I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend or hour or day. Hope you got your special.
Or even if you wanted to be a mom and weren't.
Well, that's the other thing. If it's
Yeah.
complicated, if it's a complicated day for you, maybe your mother has left you or is gone or was shitty or you wanted to be a mom and you can't be a mom
Right.
or whatever. It's your day.
It's your day.
It's your day. Okay. So
Own
treat
it.
yourself.
Treat yourself.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Oh,
All right.
amazing.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.